Everybody, here's the latest on Snow Talk as we head through not only the Clipper systems we're dealing with here the next few days, but also we'll touch base on what's happening toward the end of the weekend and early next week. Snowfall to date, trying to factor in the snow this morning. It's hard to get an accurate number until the final climate report comes out this afternoon, but it's looking about, our season total is about 9.8. Here in Louisville, normal is 8, and we're still ahead of last year, though keep in mind it was Valentine's Day last year that we really saw our big snow event. So on the dates on the monitoring board, it's mainly Clippers for the first two, and then of course we got the system 15th and 16th that we'll look closer at. Let's start off with the snow. As you, if you watched the grab and go video, you may have noticed that this is a look at the every snowflake that has fallen, including flurries. So when we eliminate the really light snow, you get more into the decent snow showers that can reduce visibility and cause some quick accumulation, and that's mainly been steady today from Hardinsburg all the way to E-Town and Hodgenville, and even Bardstown has picked up on the action. Louisville, it's been very scattered. We have a few that'll pass on by as we enter this afternoon. Looking at the visible satellite, we see a few breaks in there to re-help or regenerate some of these snow showers and squalls for the afternoon, and that will only enhance the coverage. Now, this is only the Louisville radar. Let me add on all the other radars in the Ohio Valley, and you see they're all picking up on these snow showers and potential accumulating snow showers within closer to the radar beams. So quite a bit of activity still to contend with as we go through the rest of this afternoon and tonight. Accumulations again will be on the light side, generally about an inch or so for most of the area. This event for Louisville has been about an inch. I think 1.2 I think is what we picked up so far out of this system, but overall that's the accounting amounts, but it's more impact for the winter weather advisory than anything more than the amounts. It's just that blowing snow and the slick roads. Just be careful. On top of that, it's cold. You know that. 25, you factor in the wind, it feels like 13. It feels like 10 into Jasper. All right, let's get into Futurecast and talk about the setup here. First off, I do want to mention the road sensors. That's some good news there. We only got, let's see, only 3 that show at or below freezing. Some of them are either right above it. That's good. So the salt is working great on the area roads, especially the treated roads. Untreated roads may be a different story in your neighborhood. Keep that in mind. Futurecast shows the activity, again, picking up a little more for the next few hours this afternoon. We'll see it continue tonight. We'll drop into the teens. Tomorrow, we'll get a chance to dry out. And then as we get into tomorrow night, we're going to be watching, and there's going to be a clipper that is going to dive down from the northwest. Now, a lot of the models take it right into Evansville and western Kentucky into Paducah. And our RPM model here is hinting at it. You see it, little hints right in through there, because it does try to round the base. And usually when we see clippers around the base, they actually can intensify. In this case, it likely will get washed out as it tries to round the base of the trough over southern Kentucky late Wednesday into early Thursday. We will watch it. There is still a chance that this could get pushed a little further to the north in the Louisville area. I've seen that happen many, many times with clippers at that angle that drop in like that. So we're still going to trend it. Just know that right now the highest chance is west, but for Louisville through Jasper and Campbellsville and Lebanon, you guys are not out of the woods yet from that clipper impacting you guys as well. Again, this will be Wednesday night and early Thursday. And then we'll see what happens after that. Now, the Canadian model does pick up on the clipper. Again, the angle on it a little sharper into our southwest counties here. It does fade it out, by the way. But then it shows another one, and so does the GFS, and so does the Euro, dropping in on Friday. Now, this one's further to the north. It still looks to be a light snow event, probably an inch or so as it passes on by. We'll keep an eye on that. Some of them taken way to the north into Ohio and would skip a lot of us. In fact, it may even skip Louisville. Some of the models are indicating mainly impact Cincinnati. We will trend that one as well. Again, that one will be Friday. And then we've got another one. Saturday night into Sunday, Valentine's Day. Now, this is a change in the forecast because at first it looked clear for a lot of the weekend with Arctic high pressure in store. Now it looks like we may have some clipper influences, which may keep the numbers from getting too low. Still cold, but we may have to add in some snow chances for the weekend. So that's something that I'm evaluating right now for the actual forecast you'll see on the news come up tonight. I'm just kind of discussing the data I'm looking at so far. But this clipper for the weekend, especially the one that arrives on Sunday, this is crucial because this is going to set the stage. And then again, this is still the Canadian, but this is going to set the stage for what's going to happen Sunday to Monday. Let me switch you now over to the Euro. This is the European model that just came in for the same period, basically for early on Sunday with the clipper diving in. Now, that clipper being placed where it is forcing the energy, the main energy we're waiting for Monday to develop more to the south over portions of Arkansas. And then as we head into Sunday night and early Monday, you see what's happening. The low begins to develop. We get a response here. across the Arkansas area. And then the low begins to pull on out to the east. Surface low would actually be down here across the panhandle of Florida. If my pen will work, sorry. Down here in the panhandle of Florida will be the surface low, and a trough extending from that. The low begins to deepen and then begins to track to the northeast, becomes a fairly significant system perhaps for the northeast. Now, I will say yesterday, the the Euro was hinting that the heaviest snow was going to fall in Atlanta. That looked suspicious right off the bat. Kevin and I were discussing that yesterday. I was like, oh, that looks weird. I mean, in some cases, it was spitting like a foot of snow. Today, it's saying the heaviest snow is going to be across Tennessee. So, the trend is north. We'll see what happens. I think if we're going to get a deeper low, it is going to eventually, especially if the low forms here in Louisiana and tracks north and east, then that will put Kentucky more in the zone for a more significant wintry event. The Clipper here on Sunday could be a catalyst on how that's going to evolve. So that's kind of a new feature, and I think it's what's messing the model up. It may not even happen. And the model may be putting out a false echo in a sense, and that could be causing everything to skew to the south. So we'll see how that plays out. But nevertheless, I think this is our best shot of a significant system that could pass across the southeast and curve to the north. Now, that curve to the north, that is crucial. Here is the GFS. It shows the open wave forming as we head into Monday and then Monday night. Notice the warm air that tries to nose its way in, by the way, tries to change it to back to rain or even freezing rain, perhaps at the end of the system before it can get going, and washes it quickly to the southeast out to sea. Here is the, sorry, it's a different look to the map, but this is the Canadian model, which looks very similar to the Euro, what it's doing here, developing the surface low and then trying to track it to the north and east. What I think is the problem, because I certainly see the Arctic high to the north, the blocking pattern to the east in the Atlantic seems to be the issue. Here's the GFS. Now, this is hard to read, and I apologize. This is the eastern United States in the far left of every image, and these are different time frames you see here, the 7, 8, 9-day forecast. The orange is going to be the blocking. Notice as we head toward the 16th, the night of the 16th and the 17th, we are starting to see the blocking really get stronger in the Atlantic, which will have a factor. But initially, it's not really there for the 14th and even for the 15th. And that would allow the wave to track more south and east and not really have a chance to dig. So I see why the GFS is doing what it's doing, is it's not really, it's a progressive flow for the wave. It's not really allowing itself to stop for a moment and chill out and become a deeper system. When I looked at the Euro, though, that just came in, it is a little more stronger, I should say, with the blocking here in the Atlantic that could develop, and that would allow for a deeper system. And so that's crucial. We're going to have to see how much blocking we can develop. The NAO is not negative enough to really scream this thing's going to be an East Coast major system. So that's where it's, we've got to go with caution with this. It's where our confidence is still low, but my gut feeling is that it's the best potential we've had in a while for perhaps something significant to develop. So I'll keep an eye on the cold air to the north. I'll keep an eye on that clipper that comes before it, and I'll keep an eye on the blocking here in the Atlantic. All three of these factors really have to line up really for this to kind of evolve the way that I think it will. So we're going to give it time. It's still early. Use the ensembles overall, and they're not in yet on the Euro, but I'll look at those when they do come in. But trend lightly is my suggestion with this. Don't react to every model run like, oh, it's a snowstorm. If it shows a snowstorm later today on the latest model runs, or tomorrow for Louisville, I wouldn't buy it either. That would still seems fishy to me. I want to see a trend that lines up the pattern better, and I'm seeing that trend. The fact that it does not show a perfect scenario of a winter storm in Kentucky is a good thing. That tells me that the factors that I'm seeing that are not correct are represented in the model data as well. Got to stress, with this type of a system, with a deeper low, there will be precip type issues. And I am referring to freezing rain and sleet, and even pure rain being involved. So this is not going to be a clean system. A lot of you love the clean systems. This one will likely be a messy one if it develops the way I think it will. And that could impact even a good chunk of Kentucky on precip type. So a lot of questions on how that's going to play out. WPC, I just posted their discussion. They just updated a few months ago. It's on the blog itself in the written form. But this is their latest map. They're going to put the surface low as of now for early Monday in Louisiana and an open wave trough through the Ohio Valley. And they're going to wait just as well. They do hint that it will likely track to the northeast eventually, but they see the same problems that I do, which is reassuring to see that I'm not the only one that thinks that things look a little weird here. But stay tuned. We will keep an eye on it. We still got to get through the snow showers today and these couple clippers for the rest of the week. We still got to nail those down because they can still be tricky. and can cause some travel headaches. That's it for today, guys. I will talk to you all later on.